The story today is of a little girl who one night is snatched from her window by a giant who reaches in with his long arm and running swiftly disappears with her to an invisible world. But what does this giant want with a small child? Will he kill her? Let's see what finally happens to this sweet little girl. And the story begins showing us an orphanage in London. This is where a lovely 10-year-old girl lives. Her name is Sophie, and after her parents passed away, she now lives in this orphanage. Sophie has insomnia. Because of this, she never feels sleepy. At night, she would wander around inside the orphanage, and like every child, she was also afraid that monsters come out at night and take children away. One night, Sophie hears some noises from outside, and when she opens the window to look, she sees some cats fighting. Their fight knocks over a dustbin. Then Sophie sees a large hand reach out from behind the building and set the dustbin upright. Seeing this, she gets scared. Just then, she sees the face of a giant, and the giant also sees her. Sophie gets frightened and quickly tries to hide in her bed, but the giant puts his hand through the window, grabs Sophie, and immediately starts running away with her. On the way, he encounters some people and even sees some cars, but giants have many ways to hide from humans, and using these, he moves forward with Sophie. After passing through many mountains and waterfalls, he finally succeeds in taking Sophie to his giant land. Now Sophie is in the giant's house, where he puts her down and starts doing some work. Seeing a chance, Sophie tries to escape, but the giant sees her and says in broken language, "Don't try to run from here because it's dangerous to leave." After that, he picks Sophie up in a pot. Sophie is afraid that maybe now he is going to eat her. Then some noises are heard from outside. She asks the giant about it. "Whose sound is this? Do other giants like you live here too?" The giant tells her, "Yes, other giants live here, but they are much bigger than me, and they are not good. They eat humans as soon as they see them because they are thirsty for blood." Hearing this, Sophie gets even scareder and asks him, "Will you eat me too?" He says, "Being a giant doesn't mean one eats humans upon seeing them. I am a vegetarian and don't eat humans. I only eat vegetables. And I call this vegetable cucumber." Then Sophie asks, "But why did you bring me here?" To which he replies, "You saw me wandering in the city, so you would have told everyone there about me, and then humans would have captured and imprisoned me. Although humans are good, they don't like giants. That's why I caught you and brought you here so you couldn't tell anyone. And now you will spend the rest of your life here." But Sophie says, "No, I can't stay here. As soon as I get a chance, I will run away from here." To this, he says, "Look, child, never make such a mistake, because outside there are giants even bigger than me. If they see you, they will eat you like a samosa." After this, the giant seats Sophie in his boat and tells her to sleep. Then he takes out a bottle from his bag, inside which a light was glowing. Seeing this, Sophie asks, "What is this?" He tells her, "These are dreams." Sophie says, "I never have dreams because I never get sleep." Hearing this, the giant takes Sophie's book and starts reading her a story. Within a short while, Sophie falls asleep. After this, the giant goes into a cave inside his house. He had set up this cave like a special kind of lab. There, he kept many dreams imprisoned in bottles. He takes out a red-colored dream from there and starts doing something. Then we see that suddenly Sophie wakes up and quietly starts running away to escape. But as soon as she goes outside, a huge, ferocious giant catches her and eats her. At that moment, Sophie's sleep breaks, and she realizes she was actually dreaming. This frightens Sophie greatly, and she comes down and says to the giant, "You must have done this." The giant says, "Yes, you are right. It was necessary to show you this dream so you wouldn't go outside. These ferocious giants would swallow you alive if they saw you. They don't even treat me well and call me a runt, and I don't want to cause you any harm." Now the two are talking to each other. Just then, a very large and dangerous giant arrives there. He comes and says, "Runt, what are you muttering about alone? My finger is hurting. Fix it." So the runt starts applying medicine to his finger, but then the dangerous giant starts smelling a human scent and starts searching for it. Meanwhile, Sophie sees a cucumber there and hides in it, but the ferocious giant, while searching for the human scent, picks up that cucumber. This giant did not like vegetables at all, but today, a different smell was coming from it. So he was about to eat it when the runt, seeing Sophie, stops that giant and says, "You are a carnivore. You hate vegetables, so give this to me." After that, he throws it away and leaves. Then the runt picks up the cucumber and brings it inside, from which Sophie emerges. Sophie had become completely dirty from being inside it, so the runt picks her up and takes her to his lab cave and bathes her with water. Then he also gives her some clothes to wear. After this, he is about to go to his work, so Sophie asks him, "Where are you going?" He says, "I am going to catch dreams as I do every day, but from now on, you will be safe here." But Sophie says, I will also come with you. However, he tries to explain that she cannot go because if any carnivorous giant sees her, they will eat her. But Sophie starts insisting, so he agrees. After this, the runt tries to leave with Sophie without making any noise. All the big giants are sleeping, but then one giant wakes up and catches him and asks, Runt, where are you going? Then all the others also get up, and during this, Sophie goes and hides in a car. The runt says, I am going out for my work. But the giant says, you cannot go outside. If humans find out about our place, they will imprison us. After this, all the big giants start harassing the runt together. But after a little while, it starts raining there, and these giants were very afraid of water, so they all start hiding in a cave. Taking advantage of this, the runt takes Sophie and leaves from there. After this, they start climbing a high mountain, and as they go, rise above the clouds. Seeing the view from there, Sophie feels very good. She says, the stars in the sky look so beautiful from here. The runt says, yes, this is the land of dreams, and I have many powers within me. I can hear the twinkling sound of the stars. I can hear everything from the conversations of trees and plants in the wind to the whispers of ants. My ears can hear every single sound in this world. Hearing all this, Sophie couldn't believe it. Now, there is a very large lake there, inside which a huge and beautiful tree is visible. The giant jumps into that lake and immediately reaches the other side. After that, Sophie also jumps and reaches the other side. This is that land of dreams, and here, from the trees, dreams drip like water drops. The giant comes here to catch them. Now Sophie and the giant together catch many dreams. During this, Sophie is very happy, but from these trees, not only good dreams, but also bad dreams drip. After this, both start returning after catching the dreams, and in this way, these two had gotten to know each other well and had become very good friends. Then the giant tells Sophie that in the giant land, everyone calls him Runt, but at a turning point in life, he also had a friend who used to call him Big Friendly Giant. Hearing this, Sophie says, from today, I will also call you Big Friendly Giant, or BFG. After this, the two go to London with the dreams. In the orphanage, children are sleeping soundly. There, BFG puts good dreams into their sleep, so that their dreams give them happiness in their sleep. Actually, BFG is a good giant. That's why he catches good dreams from the land of dreams and puts those dreams into the minds of sleeping children so that the sleeping orphan children find happiness in their sleep. Here, Sophie asks him, did your parents teach you about these dreams? He replies, giants don't have parents. Then Sophie asks about his age, and he tells her, my age is as old as this earth. Actually, since this earth was formed, giants have been on this earth, but they live hidden from humans, and when their work here is finished, they go back to the giant land. Then Sophie asks about her blanket. Where is my blanket? Actually, her blanket had been left behind in the giant land by mistake, and BFG gets worried about this. He says, now you shouldn't go back, because those ferocious giants must have found out that a human was there. Then he tells another thing. A long time ago, I found a little friend like you, whom I took to the giant land. That same friend taught me to read and write, and the red jacket you wore belonged to that little friend. But before I could bring him back to his world, it was too late, and I don't want anything like that to happen to you. Saying this, he leaves Sophie there and starts to go. Although Sophie tried to stop him, he couldn't put Sophie's life in danger. Sophie becomes very sad, after which she comes to her orphanage and goes and stands on the balcony. But she knew that BFG was somewhere nearby. Thinking this, she jumps from there, but BFG comes and catches her before she falls, and now he has to give in to Sophie's stubbornness once again. After this, he takes her back to the giant land. All the ferocious giants are waiting for him there because they had all found out that the runt had a human with him, and they want to eat that human at any cost. Now Sophie and BFG are inside the cave thinking of some trick about what to do now. Meanwhile, slowly all the giants come inside and say, Runt, where have you hidden that human child? Her blanket is with us. BFG says nothing, but they start destroying all his things in search of Sophie. But Sophie somehow manages to escape their sight with great difficulty. Then BFG sets fire to the blanket that had Sophie's scent and scares them away from there. Sophie is still hiding, and then she sees a picture there. This picture is of the Queen of England, and after seeing it, Sophie gets an idea. She says to BFG, you create a very horrible dream, and in this dream, show the Queen that all the ferocious giants are in England, killing and eating children, and also put me and yourself in this dream, so that later, when we go before her, she will believe our words. After this, BFG does just that. He creates a horrible dream in which he puts all the giants of the giant land and makes it seem as if the ferocious giants are swallowing children alive. After this, he and Sophie very cleverly reach the place in the royal palace where the queen was sleeping. Then, without delay, he puts that dream into the queen's sleep just as they wanted to show her. After watching the whole dream, the queen wakes up in a frightened state because it was a very horrible dream. After this, the queen tells her maid about this dream. The maid says, "Don't worry so much, it was just a dream." Then, when she sees the newspaper, she says, "This is very strange. Last night, many children suddenly disappeared from their homes, exactly as you saw in your dream." Just then, the queen feels someone's presence at the window, so she asks for the curtains to be opened, and after the curtains are opened, Sophie is at the window. Actually, they had also put her in the queen's dream along with BFG. The queen understands that Sophie was in the dream too, but that some giant was also be with her. About this, she didn't believe until now. But Sophie tells about BFG, that he has really come with her and wants to ask for your help, but if you promise not to harm him, then he will come forward. So the queen says, "Okay, we won't do anything like that." After this, BFG comes forward, and seeing him, all the soldiers become alert. The queen tells everyone to lower their weapons because she now fully believed Sophie. Then BFG tries to present his case before the queen, but he couldn't speak well, so he starts saying words upside down. But the queen understands all of BFG and Sophie's words about why they have come here. Then the queen makes arrangements to call both inside and gets Sophie ready nicely and takes her with her to eat. But inside the palace, BFG couldn't fit properly. However, the queen's people make seating arrangements for him nicely. They place food on the table for him using a ladder, and he is served good and delicious food. Sophie is also very happy to see the good food because she never got such good food in the orphanage. After this, they tell the queen all these things truthfully. How in the giant land there are some such ferocious giants who eat children and humans, and how they can attack humans in the cities at any time. Hearing this, the queen agrees to help them and decides to send her army with BFG. Actually, no one could reach the giant land, so BFG shows them the way, and the queen's army, taking large helicopters, after going very far behind him, finally reaches the giant land. Now, they all stop at one place because they want to attack them with a plan. BFG and Sophie go inside and start making a plan. BFG says, "Today I will create such dreams that after seeing them, these ferocious giants will feel ashamed of their deeds." Then he creates such a dream, but when he goes to put the dreams into the minds of these sleeping giants, he remembers that the special conch for blowing dreams is left behind at the queen's palace, and without it, this cannot be done, because going to these ferocious giants is not without dangers. But then Sophie picks up that dream box and reaches the place where all the giants were sleeping. But before she could open that box, their leader, who was the biggest in size among them all, wakes up and sees Sophie. Then just as he's about to attack Sophie, she breaks that box and the dreams go into the minds of the other giants. After this, when all the giants wake up, they feel shame inside and start crying that they did wrong by killing humans. But their leader is fully conscious. He angrily attacks Sophie. Just then, BFG comes and grabs his hand, but BFG is very small in front of them. That giant picks up BFG in his hand and is about to kill him. Just then, the queen's army arrives with helicopters. These giants were very huge, so capturing them is a little difficult, but the army manages to tie them up with great difficulty and then starts taking them away with helicopters. After taking them far away from there, they leave them on an island in the middle of the ocean, where there is water all around. These giants are afraid of water, so they cannot cross the sea, and now they are imprisoned on this island forever. The queen also has cucumber seeds thrown there for them, so that they can farm from those seeds here and spend their lives eating cucumbers, which they hate the most. Now, at the end of the story, so friends, I hope you like this story very much.